What's up, everybody? Welcome to Podcast Now. I'm Alex. In this video, I'm going to review Life is Strange 2 Episode 2 Rules. So I'm going to be talking about the episode quite a bit. I'm probably going to go into a little bit of a spoiler territory towards the second half. I'll let you guys know when I get there because, to be honest, overall, this episode was not much. But I want to talk about this episode overall. You know, we've been doing a Life is Strange community series on our channel talking about Episode 2 as it got closer. And, you know, obviously it's finally out. You can watch my entire playthrough of it on the channel. I did that yesterday, so you guys can check that out if you want to see the entire game. And obviously it's around the internet as well. Other people have played it, but you know, for me, Life is Strange 2 Episode 2 again was just a disappointment. There wasn't much there. Now, I read reviews and I had seen a lot of positivity about this episode leading into it. Around a day or two before the episode came out, a lot of reviews came out about the game, and I was getting excited. I was actually kind of getting there where it's like, you know, I think leading up to it, especially if you guys have seen the videos I've done on the channel, I was not the biggest fan. I think I was going downhill. I was ready to just start bashing the game, and I basically did bash the game multiple times. And then obviously as it got closer, those last couple days, I started to get excited and was like, okay, maybe we're going to get to see something. Here's the thing. The episode did a lot of stuff in a good way, and it did a lot of stuff in a bad way. The positives I would take from this episode are the beginning was pretty unique and interesting. There were some emotional things throughout. There was a little bit of intrigue. The ending was very, very solid in terms of what actually happened. The lead up to it was pretty pathetic, and really how the actual episode ending was pretty pathetic as well. But there were some big moments, I'd say, scattered throughout this game. But overall, it was a 2.5 hour just nothing. There wasn't a lot here, and I'm really starting to get annoyed and afraid for Life is Strange 2 in general. This is not Season 1. This does not have the magic that Season 1 has. Does it have I mean, here's the thing. It's got the looks. I mean, visually, this game looks very, very good. They've got it on track. I think they've got a lot of things, you know, visually and graphically working in this game. But overall, I just can't bring myself to be like, I truly care about this. There's some characters in this game I like. To be honest with you, and I said this during the live stream, I like the character of Lila more than I like Sean and Daniel, and I'm willing to say that pretty confidently. More than I like Captain Spirit, Chris, more than I like the grandparents, more than I like basically anybody. And she's in it for like 2 minutes, and that's only if you decide that she wants to be in it. So, you know, overall, this episode, you just kind of sit there and you see storytelling being done, and you see them going from one place to the other. And you know, it's not necessarily bad, but there's just nothing there. It's a little alarming. It definitely is, because we talked about in a video what would happen if this episode sucked. Was it bad? Was it awful? No, but it didn't do, I think, anything. I talked about the expectations for the Life is Strange 2 Episode 2, and I talked about a lot of different things that I needed to see from this game. Now, one thing I do like is they backed off completely from the political stuff, which I thought was great. Good on them, because I don't want to hear it, and I don't think a lot of people wanted to hear it. But in its place, they put just kind of nothingness. We still don't know who the villain of this game is. We still don't know anything major about this game. Overall, it was just, again, 2.5 hours of sitting there and letting the game kind of progress, letting us go from one place to the other. It just doesn't have what made the first season so special. It doesn't have its Max and Chloe. Sean and Daniel are nowhere near as good. It doesn't have a good supporting cast like Life is Strange 1 does. It doesn't have a major overarching villain. It doesn't. And you know, there's nothing this game has that the first game had that was really, really good. And in that way, it's very disappointing, because where do episodes 3, 4, and 5 come? I'll say this. It took the first season of Life is Strange quite a while to actually get started. But even when it was slow, even in episodes 1 and 2, there were some major things. Let's not forget that this time in episode 2 of at the end of episode 2, Kate could have either killed herself or not killed herself, and that is a major thing. And even at that point, we cared about Kate, and we had a direct influence on whether she lived or died. That was our decision, or not necessarily our decision. It kind of is, because it was based off of what you did with her throughout the first 2 episodes. But that's what already had happened at this point in the last season. Think about what's happened at this point in this season. Nothing. There really has been nothing that's happened. And I still don't care enough about anything that's going on in this season to actually see it through. Now, I'm going to see it through because of the channel, and because I have respect for the first season of Life is Strange. But here's the deal. You know, this is kind of a review. This is kind of a bashing piece. I need them to step up. Don't Not needs to turn this around, and the next episode needs to be good. It needs to be engaging. It needs to be, you know, I need to see the emotion that were in the big parts of this episode, and there were a couple, okay? There were a couple, but I need to see those throughout. I need to see interest. I need to see characters I care about. I need to start seeing them really evolve these characters. And to be honest, the way that they're going and where they're going to take episode 3, and if you see the ending of episode 2, you'll know where they're taking it. I don't know if it's going to be the best thing that they can possibly do. So we'll have to see. Overall, I would say this. The second episode was around the same as the first. It let me down in a lot of different ways. It was not awful. It didn't upset me with politics. It didn't upset me with anything in particular. But what it did do is left me wanting more. It left me, and not wanting more as in I wanted to, it's not that I wanted to see 3.5, 4.5 hours of the game, because at the hour and 10-minute mark, I was bored. And I continued to stay bored the entire time. The game, when I say it left me wanting more, it left me saying, how did you take 4 months in between episode 1 and 2 to release this? That's also pathetic. And I'm talking directly to Don't Nod there. Pathetic that it took them 4 months in between episodes to bring us this kind of snooze fest is basically what I think I would call it. So overall, I'm not a fan. I'm disappointed. I'm more upset at it because they're letting a franchise that was so special to me and still is special, the first season, and they're just letting it die. They're taking all these decision making that they're doing are just backfiring, I think, massively. So I'm not happy. I need episode 3 to be better. Guys, let me know in the comments below. What did you think about Life is Strange 2 episode 2? What do you want to see from episode 3? And how can they fix what they've already started? Or do you think I'm completely wrong and the second season's great? Let me know that too. Make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel, Podcast Now, and hit that bell icon so you guys are notified when all our videos go up. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you on the next video.